In the intricate ballet of human interaction, the act of being ignored often feels like a subtle but piercing jab to our self-esteem. It's a silent dismissal, a psychological game played on the fields of our minds, where the rules are unwritten and the stakes profoundly personal. Yet what if we could transform this apparent slight into a testament to our strength? What if, in the face of disregard, our response could be not one of heightened chaos, but a commanding silence? Today, we delve into the Stoic philosophy, which teaches us that true power lies not in loud retaliation, but in serene, deliberate silence. Imagine this. Someone decides to ignore you, perhaps to unsettle you, or to assert their dominance. They expect frustration, confusion, perhaps a plea for acknowledgement. Instead, you choose silence, a profound, poised silence that speaks volumes. This isn't the silence of defeat, it's a strategic embrace of peace, a shield forged from self-respect and calm composure. Stoicism invites us to view this interaction not as a battle lost, but as an opportunity to practice self-control and to reflect on our values. Why should the actions of another disrupt your inner tranquility? Why allow another's neglect to dictate your emotional state? In this episode, we explore how embracing silence in response to being ignored can be an act of empowerment, a declaration that your peace cannot be disturbed by external disdain. Join me as we unpack the transformative power of silence. Learn how, by harnessing this Stoic response, we not only protect our inner peace, but also subtly shift the dynamics of power, challenging those who underestimate the strength of quietude. When understanding the impact of silence, in the realm of Stoic philosophy, silence is not merely a lack of words, it is a profound statement of self-mastery and autonomy. When others choose to ignore us, responding with silence can transform the dynamic and shift the control back to us. This first lesson explores how silence, when used wisely, impacts both the ignorer and the observer, serving as a powerful tool for self-assertion and reflection. Stoicism teaches us that external actions, like being ignored, should not disrupt our internal state. By choosing silence over emotional reactions, we demonstrate an enviable level of self-control and detachment. This practice is rooted in the Stoic principle of focusing solely on what we can control, our own responses. Silence, therefore, becomes a shield and a mirror. It protects our inner peace and reflects back the other person's behavior, often making them aware of their own pettiness or disrespect. Implementing this approach requires mindfulness and discipline. Begin by recognizing your initial emotional responses when ignored: frustration, anger, or disappointment. Acknowledge these feelings, but choose not to express them outwardly. Instead, embrace silence as a response. This gives you time to analyze the situation calmly, without the cloud of immediate emotions, and decide the best course of action that aligns with your Stoic values. Through silence, you communicate a powerful message of independence and strength. It shows that you are not easily swayed by others' actions or in need of their approval. This not only confuses and challenges the ignorer, but also elevates your stature in the eyes of onlookers, demonstrating your capability to rise above petty conflicts. 2. The Stoic virtue of emotional independence. Embracing silence in response to being ignored is a practical application of the Stoic virtue of emotional independence. This lesson delves into how cultivating a strong sense of self that does not rely on external validation can enhance your resilience and mental fortitude. Stoicism teaches that our happiness and peace should stem from within, rather than being dependent on the fluctuating opinions and actions of others. To develop emotional independence, start by examining your reactions to situations where you feel overlooked or marginalized. Ask yourself, why does this affect me? What about this situation is within my control? By doing this, You are practicing the Stoic technique of introspection, which helps to disconnect your emotional well-being from the actions of others. Focus on building your inner resources, such as self-esteem and confidence, by setting personal goals and achieving them through your own efforts. Engage in activities that foster a sense of accomplishment and self-reliance, whether they be intellectual pursuits, physical challenges, or creative endeavors. Each achievement reinforces your capability and worth, diminishing the impact that others' recognition or lack thereof has on you. Furthermore, incorporate daily Stoic exercises like meditation or journaling to reinforce your commitment to personal ethics and to remind yourself of your true values. These practices help solidify your identity and beliefs, making you less susceptible to external disapproval or neglect. By fostering emotional independence, you not only become more resilient in the face of social challenges like being ignored, but also achieve a greater level of personal satisfaction and peace, knowing that your worth is defined internally and not by others. 3. The power of reflective silence. In the Stoic practice, reflective silence is more than just not speaking. It's a proactive stance of observing and learning from the world around us without the immediate need to react or judge. This lesson focuses on the power of using silence as a reflective tool when others choose to ignore you, turning what could be a passive experience into a moment rich with personal insight and growth. Reflective silence involves pausing to consider why someone might choose to ignore you and what it reflects about their character and your own. This pause gives you space to respond not impulsively, but with deliberation and dignity, aligning with the Stoic ideal that wisdom comes from thoughtful reflection rather than hasty reactions. It encourages you to ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this enhance my understanding of human behavior? To practice reflective silence effectively, start by cultivating a habit of mindfulness. When you find yourself being ignored, take deep breaths to center your thoughts and calm your emotions. Use this time to mentally step back from the situation and assess it with detachment. Consider the possible reasons behind the behavior and evaluate your potential responses, choosing the one that upholds your Stoic values and promotes peace of mind. Moreover, this practice isn't just about personal growth, it's also a form of communication that can subtly influence others. Your calm, composed demeanor often forces others to reflect on their actions, potentially leading them to reconsider their approach. By mastering reflective silence, you not only protect your inner equilibrium, but also command respect and encourage thoughtfulness in others, embodying the Stoic virtues of wisdom and fortitude. 4. Silence as a mirror to others. When you choose silence in response to being ignored, it acts as a mirror, reflecting the behavior of others back onto themselves. This Stoic response highlights the power of quiet dignity over outward confrontation. It's a sophisticated strategy that encourages introspection not only in yourself, but also in the one who dismisses you. This lesson explores how using silence can be an effective way to prompt others to consider their actions and the impact they have. In Stoic philosophy, the emphasis is often on personal responsibility and control over one's reactions. By maintaining silence when ignored, you take control of the situation by refusing to be provoked. This response can unsettle the ignorer as it deviates from the expected pattern of tit for tat. Without the anticipated response, the person who ignores you is left to face the implications of their actions, which they might not have considered fully. This approach not only preserves your dignity, but also serves as a subtle but powerful form of feedback to the other person. It can lead them to question their behavior and possibly rethink their approach to social interactions. By simply holding a mirror to their actions through your silence, you foster a space for growth and understanding, potentially transforming a negative interaction into a constructive one. 5. Enhancing personal boundaries through silence. Silence, when chosen as a response to being ignored, serves as a powerful tool for reinforcing personal boundaries. It signals a deep respect for oneself and a commitment to only engage in mutually respectful interactions. This Stoic practice teaches us that by not responding in kind to neglect or disrespect, we are actively defending our personal space and dignity. This lesson explores how silence can effectively enhance and affirm your personal boundaries, promoting a healthy self-respect and teaching others how to treat you. In Stoicism, the importance of self-respect and autonomy is paramount. By opting for silence in the face of being ignored, you are practicing the Stoic virtue of self-control. You decide that your peace is not for others to disturb and that your engagement cannot be demanded by just anyone under any circumstances. This act of silence is not passive. It is an active declaration that you value your mental peace and will not partake in dynamics that jeopardize it. To practice this effectively, begin by clearly understanding and defining your personal boundaries. What behaviors will you accept from others, and where do you draw the line? Communicate these boundaries clearly in your interactions. Thus, silence becomes a method of self-protection and a clear statement of your expectations in relationships, helping to cultivate healthier interactions based on mutual respect and understanding. 6. Silence as a form of emotional conservation. In the practice of Stoicism, conserving one's emotional energy is crucial for maintaining inner tranquility and resilience. When confronted with being ignored, choosing silence can be a strategic decision to conserve emotional resources rather than expending them on situations or individuals that do not warrant such investment. This lesson explores how silence serves as a form of emotional conservation, allowing you to maintain control over your internal state and direct your energies more productively. Engaging with someone who ignores you can be emotionally draining. Instead of allowing your emotions to be pulled into a negative spiral, Stoicism teaches the virtue of restraint and the wisdom of focusing your energy where it can be more positively utilized. By responding with silence, you effectively retain your emotional energy, refusing to let it be diminished by circumstances that do not contribute positively to your life. To implement this strategy, start by acknowledging the emotions that surface when you are ignored. Recognize them, but choose not to act on them impulsively. Consider the benefits of not giving away your power by reacting in a predictable or emotionally charged manner. Reflect on how much of your personal energy you save when you simply observe and move on, rather than engaging. By choosing silence, you not only protect your emotional well-being, but also ensure that your energies are not wasted, but instead channeled towards nurturing a fulfilling and balanced life. 7. Silence as a catalyst for inner reflection. Choosing silence in response to being ignored can serve as a profound catalyst for inner reflection, a key aspect of Stoic practice. This deliberate quietude allows you to turn inward, examining your thoughts, reactions, and the deeper implications of how you interact with the world. This lesson explores how silence can be used not only as a defensive mechanism, but also as a tool for personal introspection and growth. When faced with silence from others, it's natural to look outward for explanations and solutions. However, Stoicism encourages looking inward as a response. By embracing silence yourself, you create space to reflect on your own values, emotional triggers, and the extent to which external recognition affects your self-esteem. Ask yourself, why does being ignored impact me? What does this reveal about my expectations of others? Use this time of reflection to practice self-acceptance and to reaffirm your own worth independent of others' acknowledgement. Meditation can be a helpful tool in this process, allowing you to calmly observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. This introspection can lead to greater self-awareness and emotional resilience, aligning with the Stoic goal of living a more reasoned and content life. By using silence as a catalyst for inner reflection, you not only cope more effectively with being ignored, but also enhance your overall emotional and philosophical maturity, fostering a deeper connection with your true self. 8. Silence as an expression of self-sufficiency. In Stoic philosophy, self-sufficiency is greatly valued, emphasizing the importance of being internally fulfilled without excessive reliance on external validation. Responding with silence when ignored epitomizes this virtue, demonstrating a profound level of personal autonomy and independence. This lesson explores how adopting silence in response to being ignored can be a powerful expression of self-sufficiency and a declaration of personal autonomy. Stoicism teaches that true contentment comes from within, relying on one's own resources and virtues rather than external approval. When you choose silence over a reactive response, you signal that your sense of worth and peace does not hinge on others' recognition or behavior. This silent stance is not an act of passive aggression, but a proactive demonstration of self-reliance. To cultivate this Stoic self-sufficiency, focus on developing a strong inner foundation through practices like meditation, reading philosophical texts, and engaging in self-reflection. These activities build your intellectual and emotional resilience, equipping you to handle disregard with grace and dignity. Moreover, practicing silence helps you conserve your emotional energy for more fruitful endeavors and relationships that reciprocate your values and efforts. It teaches you to be selective about where and how you choose to engage, prioritizing interactions that are truly meaningful and enriching. Ultimately, using silence as an expression of self-sufficiency empowers you to live more authentically. It asserts your independence and challenges the social dynamics that rely on constant feedback and interaction, fostering a life of genuine contentment and stoic calm. As we conclude our exploration into the silent echoes of Stoic philosophy, I hope you found a resonant truth in the power of silence. In a world where noise often dominates, choosing silence when ignored is not just a retreat, it's a profound advance. It's an art form that speaks to the mastery over oneself, not just over the words left unspoken. As we part ways today, I invite you to reflect on the spaces between the words, the moments of quiet that speak louder than any shout could ever echo. If this journey into the realm of Stoic silence has stirred something within you, if it has whispered to truths you hold deep within, don't let this conversation end here. Share your insights, challenge these ideas, and expand on them in the comments below. And if you're poised on the brink of that subscribe button, wondering if you should make the next move, consider this. Just as we choose silence to assert our autonomy, you can choose to engage as a declaration of your participation in a community that values depth, introspection, and meaningful discourse. Hit subscribe not just to be notified of new content, but to actively join a circle of thinkers, seekers, and Stoic practitioners who are all navigating the beautiful complexity of life's challenges. Share this video with someone who might be struggling with the noise of being ignored or who thrives in the quiet spaces of self-discovery. Sometimes, the most profound changes begin with a simple act of sharing a new perspective. And as you do, remember, your engagement here, through likes, comments, and shares, helps cultivate a space where silence is understood not as absence, but as a presence filled with potential and power. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of Stoic silence. Until we meet again, may you find clarity in quiet moments, strength in stillness, and profound truth in the pauses between our words. Subscribe, comment, and continue this journey with us, as every step we take together is a step towards mastering not just Stoicism, but the art of living wisely and well.